Okay, so this is the second part of the video on amortization tables. So in the first one, we said, okay, we're borrowing 24,000 over 6 years. Say we're buying a car or something. Our interest rate is 2.8%. We're making 12 payments per year. This is the rate, so that's interest rate divided by the number of payments per year. This is the number of payments, the number of pay periods, number of periods, whatever. This is the years times the 12 per year, so this is 72. When we set up our amortization table, we're basically going to figure out how much our payment's going to be, how much of that payment's going towards the actual debt, how much is going to the interest, and how much we still owe. And this is done for every single payment, so all 72 of them. So I have my payments, so I started numbering it 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take that down to 72. Okay, 72. This is Excel, the regular desktop version. It's handy like that. Like on the Excel, like the Office 365, usually in Google Sheets, when you click and drag, it doesn't tell you. But notice in this one, it says 11 right here. That says if I stop now, it's going to be 11. See? So the desktop has a few features that are nice. Okay, so we have 72 payments altogether. So the first thing, this payment is never going to change. So we go equals. We're referring to this cell, but we want it to not change. So when I click and drag, if I click and drag this, all of a sudden it goes to 0, right? Because it goes here, but then it goes down. So we don't want it to do that. We want it to always be that. So we do our dollar signs. So $C and $10. So now if I click and drag that, I don't have to bother with erasing it. When I drag it, it's going to write over the top of it anyway. Ta-da. So I'm going to do that all the way down to 72. So your payment for the entire 6 years is $362.50. That doesn't change. I didn't move, so my lights went off. That's okay. Okay, principal. This is the part of the payment that's going towards your actual debt. So this is interesting. This is what's paying your debt off, not the interest part. This is the part. So we're going to go equals. And we said last time this is PMT, so principal payment. So open parentheses. It wants the same thing pretty much that this one wants. So it wants the rate, comma. Then it wants the payment number. So that's this one, because each one of these is going to be different. Number of periods, 72. Present value, or the money that you borrowed, was this. Close parentheses, but we don't want to hit enter yet. We want it to always, so this green, blue, and purple, we want it to always refer to that. The only one that we care about it changing is this one. This one needs to change. These do not. So we're going to go ahead and put some dollar signs on there. So I want $1 on the blue, $1 on the purple, and the green. So I have my dollar signs. When I hit enter, that gives me, it's a different amount. See, so I'm actually paying $362.50, but only 306 of that is going towards my actual debt. Interest, we do the same thing, equals IPMT for interest part of the payment. We click on the rate, comma, the payment number, comma, number of payments, and the value. And again, we put our little dollar signs. There we go. Notice B15, which is this red one. I didn't put dollar signs on that because I want that to change. Okay, so I can go ahead and click and drag these all the way down. I can click and drag them individually, or Excel is cool like this. If I highlight both of these, I can click and drag at the same time. Ta-da! So see down at the bottom, so see up at the top, on my first payment, only $306.50 went to the actual loan. Down at the bottom, $361.66 went to the loan. So as it goes down, you're paying this off faster and you pay less on the interest. But the interest is where the bank makes their money, so they're going to pay themselves first. That's why it's heavy. It's kind of top-loaded. Balance. Okay, so the balance is interesting. So we're going to go equals. After your first payment, so you start with this, right? So I'm going to click on this, minus this. The principal is the only part of this payment that's working towards your loan. So we don't click on the payment itself because that's not all going towards your loan. The only thing that's going towards the loan itself is this column right here. So I'm going to click on my initial value minus the first principal. Okay, so after the first month, oh, I was like, how do I owe more than what I started owing? Notice, let me erase this. See how these are red? This means that it's negative. So this is money going out. So because this is negative, the negative is already included. So if I do this minus this is really doing a minus, right? Which ends up being a plus. So this is something, you got to kind of watch as you're doing this. And if it makes something, like if it gives you an answer that doesn't make sense, then something's off. And this is a case of that. So we go equals. We're going to add instead. So we're going to start with that. We're going to add because this is a negative value. So if you add a plus, a minus is really just minus, right? If you add a negative, you're really subtracting. So if I do that, that makes more sense, right? I paid money. Now I don't owe as much, right? I started with this. If I make a payment, I shouldn't owe more than I started with. So in this case, I started with 24,000. I made a payment. Now I owe 23,000 something. That makes more sense. Okay, so that's for month one. But after month one, we're not paying on the original anymore, right? We're paying on what we owe, not what we started out owing. So after that, we're going to go equals. And we're going to click, like this is what we owe now. So we're going to click on that, plus, and we're going to click on month two principal. Enter. So see, it went down. So instead of $23,693.50, now we owe $23,386.28. So now we're going to go equals. So our new balance is going to be what we owe in month two plus what we paid in month three. So it goes down again. So after the first month is the only one that's different. This one you're paying on the original amount. Everything else you're paying on your previous month's balance. So now, since we have it set up this way, we can only select this one. Make sure you don't select the first one. Like you could select these two, that's fine, or just this one. Don't select that one because otherwise it'll do weird things with the formulas. But if you click this now and you drag all the way down, if we did it right, then at the bottom it should give us 0. Ta-da! Yay! We paid it off. Now you can have this table and you can do all kind of neat things. Like if you paid $500 towards your principal in month 14, how much would you can change your values in here. But basically, this is our amortization table. So this column right here keeps track every month of what you still owe. So you could say, okay, well, how much would I owe after 2 years? Well, so 2 years, that's 24 months. So you would owe $16,443. So this gives you your whole summary on what you're paying and what's going where. This is an amortization table. When you buy a house, you get one of these for sure. If you buy something like a car on credit, you probably would get one of these too. Okay, so I think that's it. That's the amortization table.